This is the story of a girl named Teera who lived in a busy modern city. A city full of lights, full of dreams, full of people moving fast toward their goals. But Teera was not moving anywhere. She was simply drifting. Every day looked the same for her. She woke up late, rushed through her morning, and reached college without energy or focus. She spent most of her free time gossiping with friends about who was doing what, wasting countless hours talking about others while doing nothing for herself. During breaks, she grabbed whatever junk food was easiest. By evening, she returned home tired even though she had done nothing meaningful. At night, she lay on her bed scrolling endlessly through her phone. She watched people who looked happier, more confident, more successful, and she wondered, silently, why her life felt so empty and directionless. Every night she promised herself she would change. Every morning she forgot that promise. She was not sad, she was simply lost. Her confidence was getting weaker, but she hid it behind fake smiles. Her dreams were fading, but she pretended she didn't care.
One day, her class had a presentation. It was a simple task. Nothing complicated. Teera had just a small paragraph to present. She walked to the front of the classroom, she held the paper in her hand, she looked up, and suddenly, everything inside her froze. Her mind went blank, her voice became shaky, her hands turned cold, her thoughts scattered. She tried to say her lines, but the words wouldn't come out properly. Her classmates waited. Her group tried to help. But she felt stuck. It was the first time she saw clearly how unprepared she had become. Not just for the presentation, but for her life. When she sat down, she felt embarrassed, disappointed, and frustrated with herself. That moment stayed in her mind even after she reached home. She quietly walked into her room, closed the door, and sat on her bed for a long time. She wasn't thinking, she wasn't crying, she was simply realizing. That day, she understood something important. She had stopped trying, she had stopped growing, she had allowed life to pass by without any effort. That night, while scrolling on her phone, she came across a simple video, not dramatic, not fancy, just a girl sharing how small daily habits changed her life. The video felt honest, it felt real, it felt possible. For the first time in a long time, Teera felt something awakening inside her, hope. She took a small sticky note and wrote, "Change begins with the next sunrise." She placed it on her mirror. And for the first time in months, she slept peacefully. The next morning, something different happened. Teera woke up early, not because she felt energetic, but because she had made a promise to herself. Her body felt heavy because she wasn't used to waking up early. But she stood up anyway. She stepped onto her balcony and let the cool morning air touch her face. She followed a simple yoga routine on her phone. She was clumsy, her movements were imperfect, but she completed it. Then she made a basic healthy breakfast instead of skipping her meal. When she reached college, she observed everything differently. She realized how much of her day was wasted on gossip and meaningless conversations. She didn't argue, she simply chose to stay quiet and focus on herself. Over the next few weeks, she added small habits into her day. She read for 15 minutes every day, she replaced junk food with healthier options, she practiced communication by reading aloud in her room, she watched educational and self-improvement videos instead of random content, she started sleeping on time, she learned to plan her day, she stayed consistent, even on difficult days. Some days she failed. Some days her energy dropped, some days she returned to old habits, but she did not stop. Slowly, she started feeling changes. Her thoughts became clear, her confidence grew, her attitude improved, she participated in activities she once avoided. She started speaking better, thinking better, and feeling better. People noticed the change. Her teachers praised her for her improvement. Her new friends supported her growth. She became lighter, calmer, stronger. Teera had started building her life again, one small habit at a time. Teera stood in front of the same mirror where she had placed that sticky note a year ago. She removed it gently, smiled, and felt grateful. Her life was still not perfect, she still had days when she felt tired, she still made mistakes, but she was no longer the same girl who froze during the presentation. She was no longer the girl who wasted her days scrolling her phone. She had become the girl who took responsibility for her life. With discipline, patience, and self-respect, she was stronger, she was healthier, she was more confident, and most importantly, she was growing every day. Her story became an example that real transformation begins with one decision, the decision to start.
Lessons this story teaches us. First, one difficult moment can become your turning point. Sometimes life gives you a moment that shakes you. It may feel uncomfortable or embarrassing, but that moment is actually a mirror. It shows you what needs to change. Instead of running from it, use it as the fuel to grow. Teera's presentation failure became the beginning of her success. Second, growth comes from small daily habits. Big changes do not require big steps, they require small steps. Repeated every day, 10 minutes of reading, a short workout, eating one healthy meal, or watching something meaningful. These actions look small, but they build discipline and confidence. Consistency wins over intensity. Third, your environment shapes your mindset. The people you talk to, the content you consume, the habits you follow, all these things shape your thinking. When Teera reduced gossip, her mind became lighter. When she started consuming better content, her thoughts became positive. Your environment can either drain you or build you. Fourth, you do not need to be perfect, you only need to improve. Perfection is not the goal, progress is the goal. Teera still had bad days. She still made mistakes, but she was better than the girl she used to be, and that is real success. Focus on being 1% better every day, that is enough.